Welcome to American English in a Minute. He is not a nice person. Sometimes, describing a person's flaws or bad characteristics just doesn't sum up how we feel about that person. We need a single word or a few words put together that will help us express how much we really don't like them. Because sometimes we can't stand somebody, and we want a neat little phrase that sums up how we feel about them. Here are a couple of the best, but please be careful how you use them. He's a crook. She's a crook. This phrase says that you consider the other person to be almost criminal. They're unpleasant, untrustworthy, and most importantly, cannot be trusted with money. He's a scumbag. This phrase says that the other person is morally wrong, but also of extremely low status. So for example, people who rob elderly people are total scumbags. She's an evil witch. This phrase is used to describe a woman who the speaker feels is very evil. He's a heartless bastard. This phrase describes somebody who does not have the normal human feelings of sympathy and kindness. This person tends to be cold and off-putting. She's a nasty piece of work. This phrase describes somebody who is very unpleasant, but also describes someone who deliberately does unpleasant things to other people. He's a psycho. He's a psychopath. This phrase describes somebody who you think is both crazy and evil. He's totally ruthless. This phrase describes somebody who doesn't worry about hurting other people when making decisions. He's a creep. He's a total creep. This phrase describes somebody who's not necessarily evil, but has an odd and unpleasant personality. She's a two-faced. She's two-faced. This phrase is used to describe a person who lies to people and is pleasant to their faces, but says bad things behind their backs. Americans love using idioms in everyday conversations. So here's an idiom for this situation. He's a bad egg. She's a bad egg. A bad egg is someone who is an untrustworthy person, often involved in trouble, whose company should be avoided. For example, I don't want my son to be friends with Bobby Smith. Bobby's a bad egg. You can find this and many other videos on my YouTube channel, Kaizen Teaching.